And we begin tonight with shocking accusations that the State Corrections Department knowingly fired correctional officers who were on family medical leave for not showing up to work. Good evening, I'm Scott Levin.
And I'm Mary Alice Demler. It all comes from the state's response earlier this year when they fired close to 2,000 officers for taking part in those illegal wildcat strikes. 2 on your side's Andy Payton joins us now in the studio with the details. Andy?
Yeah, Scott and Mary Alice, I think we all remember these scenes where correctional officers quite literally set up camp across these prisons from here in Erie County all the way down to Westchester earlier this year. Well, a lawsuit being filed on behalf of a number of these officers says the state's response included officers who were never even there.
4 months ago, correctional officers across the state made an aggressive statement. And in the weeks that followed, the state came back with a response just as aggressive of its own, firing close to 2,000 officers that refused to return to the job.
The illegal actions being taken by a number of individuals is putting the entire state at risk.
But it's that sweeping response that's now being called into question.
It was flagrantly illegal.
Charles Ritter Jr. represents 18 correctional officers and is filing a class action lawsuit claiming the state, the Department of Corrections, Governor Kathy Hochul, and a long list of others violated the Family and Medical Leave Act by terminating their employment at the time of the strike.
You're saying these officers had approved leave. Everyone knew they were going to be out of the office for medical reasons, and they were still terminated.
Absolutely true, correct.
Ritter tells me that many of his clients were out of work to take care of a loved one, for the birth of their child, or to receive medical care themselves, and that the Department of Corrections knew that, but still grouped them with the striking officers. This email sent from the Department of Corrections to all superintendents proving that, saying staff who are on FMLA should be ordered in just like everyone else. Otherwise, they should be made AWOL.
Did any of these officers at any point while on leave join the picket line?
Not the officers named in our complaint, not to my knowledge, no.
The officers now asking for their jobs back and for monetary compensation for their lost wages in addition to other damages, and say there are a number of other officers who they hope can receive the same outcome.
There are multiple ripple effects that all of these officers have unfortunately suffered as a result of this, and the state should do everything to correct that.
Now, we also reached out to the Department of Corrections, but they said they would not comment on pending litigation. Scott and Mary Alice, the state now has 30 days to respond to this suit. On your side in the studio, Andy Payton, Channel 2 News.